The Galactic Council had existed for over 12 million years. It was the oldest governing body in the known universe. Thousands of species sat in its grand chambers. They had seen empires rise and fall. They had watched stars die and new ones born. They had created peace among worlds that once destroyed each other. Nothing surprised them anymore, or so they believed. High Counselor of the species stood at the central platform. His body was made of pure light energy. He had held this position for 3,000 years. In all that time, he had never felt fear. Today was different. His light form flickered with anxiety as he prepared to address the council. "Fellow members of the Galactic Council," he began, his voice echoing through the massive chamber. "I bring news that will change everything we know. The Classification Committee has completed its final review of species 7842, the species known as humanity." A murmur spread through the council chambers. Representatives from 1,000 worlds shifted in their seats. The species of giant insects clicked their mandibles nervously. The beings of living crystal hummed with concern. Everyone knew about the humans. Everyone had been watching them. "The committee has made its decision," continued. "For the first time in 6 million years, we are assigning a new threat classification. Category Red has been assigned. Humanity is now the highest threat level in the galaxy." Silence fell over the chamber. It was the kind of silence that comes before a storm. Then chaos erupted. Representatives shouted. Some demanded explanations. Others called for immediate action. The stood and clicked their anger. The peaceful floated away from their seats in distress. Commander of the Galactic Defense Fleet stepped forward. He was a massive creature. His species, were known as the greatest warriors in the galaxy. They had conquered 100 worlds before joining the council. They feared nothing, but even looked troubled. "High Counselor," he said, "Category Red has only been assigned 3 times in our history. The Void Eaters, the Machine Plague, the Entropy Lords. Each of them nearly destroyed the galaxy. Are you saying humans are equal to these threats?" Slight form dimmed slightly. "No, Commander, I am saying humans may be worse." The chamber fell silent again. This time, no one spoke. The weight of his words pressed down on everyone present. "Let me explain," said. 60 of your standard years ago, we discovered humans on a small planet called Earth. They were primitive. They had just learned to split the atom. We classified them as Category Green, a developing species, harmless. We expected them to remain that way for at least 10,000 years. He waved his hand and a holographic display appeared. It showed Earth. The blue and green planet looked peaceful from space, beautiful, innocent. "We made first contact 30 years ago," continued. "We sent our standard diplomatic envoy, ambassador of he was our best. He had successfully brought over 200 species into the council. He approached humanity with kindness and respect." The display changed. It showed a meeting room on Earth. The ambassador sat across from a group of human leaders. They looked small, fragile. Their lives lasted less than 100 years. Their bodies were weak. They could not survive in space without protection. They had no natural weapons, no claws, no armor, no psychic powers. Ambassador offered humanity everything, said. Advanced technology, medical knowledge that would extend their lives, the chance to join the greatest civilization in the universe. He expected them to accept with gratitude. Instead, they asked questions. Elder of the Interrupted, questions? What kind of questions? They asked about our military capabilities, our weapons, our defenses. They wanted to know how our ships worked, how our energy systems functioned. They wanted to understand everything. Paused. We thought they were simply curious. We did not understand. Humans do not just want knowledge, they want to improve it, to change it, to make it stronger. The holographic display shifted again. It showed human scientists working in laboratories. They were taking apart galactic technology, studying it, modifying it. Within 5 years, said, humans had reverse-engineered our basic propulsion systems. Within 10 years, they had improved them. Their ships now travel faster than anything in our fleet. We gave them energy weapons rated at level 3. They modified them to level 8. We have never achieved level 8. Commander stepped forward. This is concerning but not dangerous. Many species have improved upon our technology. That is not what makes them category red, replied. What makes them category red is their nature, their psychology, the way they think and act. He changed the display again. It showed human history, wars, conflicts, destruction, but also art, music, love, sacrifice. Humans are contradictions, explained. They can create beautiful things and destroy them in the same breath. They love deeply and hate fiercely. They can be kind to strangers and cruel to enemies. But most importantly, they never stop. They never accept limits. They never believe anything is impossible. Elder of the clicked impatiently. These are just words. Give us specific threats. Nodded. 3 months ago, a warship entered human space without permission. Commander, your people wanted to test the humans, to see if they were truly dangerous. His massive form stiffened. That was an unauthorized action by a rogue captain. Perhaps, but the result is what concerns us. Changed the display. It showed the warship. Then it showed the wreckage. The cruiser was one of the most powerful ships in the galaxy. It carried weapons capable of destroying planets. It had shields that could withstand a supernova. The humans destroyed it in 7 minutes. Gasps echoed through the chamber. They were legendary warriors. Their ships were considered invincible. How demanded? How is that possible? They developed a new weapon, said. Something we have never seen before. They call it a reality fracture device. It creates small tears in the fabric of space-time. The ship was pulled apart at the molecular level. Nothing survived. The chamber erupted in fearful whispers. Reality manipulation was theoretical. No species had ever achieved it, until now. But that is still not the worst part, continued. After destroying the ship, the humans sent us a message. They apologized. They said they did not want conflict. They hoped we could remain friends. And then they said something that made my light grow cold. He displayed the message. A human ambassador appeared on the screen. She was a small woman with gray hair. Her voice was calm and friendly. We want peace, she said in the recording. We truly do, but we want you to understand something. That weapon we used, we built it in 6 weeks. It was an emergency response. Imagine what we could build if we had time to really think about it. The recording ended. The chamber was completely silent. Every species present understood the implication. Humans had created the most dangerous weapon in galactic history as a rushed project, an afterthought, a quick solution to an immediate problem. There is more, said. Our intelligence networks have been monitoring human activity. They are not just building weapons, they are expanding. In the last 10 years, they have colonized 47 planets. They are mining asteroid belts. They are building massive space stations. Their population is growing at a rate we have never seen. He displayed projections, charts and graphs showing human expansion. The numbers were staggering. At their current rate, said, humans will control more space than the entire Galactic Council within 200 years. Within 500 years, they will outnumber all Council species combined. Within 1,000 years, they will be everywhere. Commander slammed his fist on the table. Then we must stop them now, before it is too late. That is the problem, said softly. It may already be too late. Our military analysts have run simulations. If we attack Earth today with everything we have, the probability of success is less than 30%, and those odds grow worse every day. Elder's crystal form vibrated with confusion. How? They are one species. We have thousands. Numbers do not matter against humans, explained. They adapt, they evolve. When we put pressure on them, they do not break. They become stronger. Our analysts believe that if we attack them, they will unite completely. Right now, humans still fight among themselves. They have divisions. If we give them a common enemy, those divisions will disappear. He showed another projection. It displayed what would happen if the Council attacked Earth. The humans did not lose. They fought back. They developed new weapons. They turned the Council's technology against them. They won. Every simulation ends the same way, said. If we start a war with humanity, we will lose. Not immediately. It might take centuries, but the outcome is inevitable. The council chamber fell into despair. Representatives who had never known fear now trembled. Species that had conquered galaxies felt helpless. Finally, Ambassador of the spoke. He was the one who had first contacted humans. He had spent years living among them. There is another option, he said quietly, one that does not involve war. Everyone turned to look at him. He floated forward, his gentle form radiating calm. I know humans, he said. I have lived with them, eaten with them, watched them raise their children. They are dangerous, yes, more dangerous than anything we have ever faced, but they are not evil. They do not want to destroy. They want to explore, to learn, to grow. He looked around the chamber. Humans are like a fire. If you try to fight fire, it will consume you. But if you embrace it, contain it gently, it will warm you. It will light your way in the darkness. High Counselor considered this. What do you suggest? Do not treat them as a threat, said. Treat them as partners. Give them a place on this council, not as a new species but as an equal. Let them expand but guide them. Share with them not just technology but wisdom, philosophy, ethics. And if they refuse, asked. Smiled, a gesture he had learned from humans. They will not refuse. Humans want to be part of something larger than themselves. They want to belong. That is why they create families, nations, civilizations. They are lonely creatures looking for connection. We can give them that. The council debated for many hours. Some wanted war, some wanted isolation. But in the end, they chose path. It was a risk, the greatest risk the council had ever taken. 1 year later, humans took their seat in the Galactic Council. Their ambassador was the same gray-haired woman from the message. Her name was. She stood before the ancient assembly and spoke. We know you fear us, she said, and perhaps you should. We fear ourselves sometimes. We know what we are capable of, the destruction, the violence, but that is not all we are. We can also love, we can create, we can protect. She looked around the chamber. Give us a chance, not to prove we are harmless because we are not, but to prove that our strength can be your strength. Our fire can be your light. We do not want to conquer the galaxy. We want to explore it with you, together. The council watched her. They saw something in her eyes, determination, hope, humanity. High Counselor stepped forward. Category Red remains assigned, he said. Humanity is still the highest threat level, but perhaps that is not a bad thing. Perhaps the galaxy needs a species that refuses to accept limits, that pushes forward when others give up, that turns fear into fuel. He extended his light form toward. It was a gesture of friendship among his people. Welcome to the Galactic Council, humans. May the stars have mercy on us all. Smiled, they will. We will make sure of it. And so began a new era. An era where the most dangerous species in the galaxy became its greatest hope. The universe would never be the same. But for the first time in millions of years, the ancient council looked toward the future not with fear but with excitement. Because humans were here, and with humans anything was possible.